Welcome to the 5-day Clutter to Calm Facebook challenge. It is day 1, and I am so thrilled for you to be here. We're going to be talking about getting out of overwhelm and loving your life now. So definitely, you guys start putting in your comments. I would love, because there's so many things around what you have to do. I want you to start putting some things in the comments about what do you get to do? Like, what are you excited about today that you get to do? Maybe a little self-care you had on the calendar, maybe just being in the challenge. Just put in some of the comments. What do you get to do today? I want you to start looking at your day with a different frame of mind. So definitely jump in here. Hey, April. Thanks for being on here. Good to see you. Karen, good morning from Tucson. Yeah, put in the comments where you are watching from, where you are here. So perfect. This is so great. This is Lisa. Welcome. Patty, welcome. Oh, it's so good to have you guys all here. And I love this community that we are building together. So with that, continue to put in your comments about what you get to do today, where are you calling in. I'm going to keep bouncing back and forth and, answering any of your questions that you have. Hopefully you guys have received the homework and any questions and support that you have to be able to do that. So I'm going to also just kind of make a shout out over to my team so that she can be looking at the comments coming in and any questions that are coming up from a tech end that she can be able to look at and support you with that. So with that, so many of you know that I used to be a San Diego police officer, and I was an officer for 10 years. And when I was working patrol, there was one night where I had a ride along, my cousin Andrea. And Andrea was wearing to the ride along her fur coat and heels and had her cell phone. And it was an interesting contrast between me being in my uniform and her being in the fur coat sitting right next to me. So we went to a DV call, which is a domestic violence. And because that's a high priority call, we had to have another officer join us there. Well, the K-9 officer had showed up with his dog Boomer, and we were getting ready to descend the stairs or ascend the stairs to go to the house or the apartment complex, actually, that was having the domestic violence. So we had to walk up 3 flights of stairs to get up to the house that was being called. So as we were going up the stairs, as we were getting closer, we went up the first flight of stairs and then turned the corner and started going up to the second flight of stairs. And as we were getting closer to the apartment in question, you could hear that there was like loud noise and screaming and like somebody was being thrown against, something. And it was just a lot was happening. And we were getting up there as quickly as we could. Well, behind me, I noticed that my cousin had pulled out her phone and she started dialing on her phone. And I looked at her and I said, "Who are you calling at this time? We're getting ready to go into an emergency situation here. Who could you possibly be calling right now as we are headed to this call?" And she looked at me and she said, "This is crazy. I'm calling 911. And I looked over at her and I said, "We are 911. And, a lot of times when you're in it and you've got overwhelm and it's crazy and your day is a little insane, you might feel like you need to call 911 and you need someone to show up. Well, I want to let you guys know for this week, while we're doing the challenge, I am your 911. I am here for you to answer and ask any questions so I can support you and to just look at your life. And so instead of being in that craziness like that 911, we want to be able to step back, take a deep breath, have some awareness about what's happening in our space and how we are approaching and looking at our life. So I'm going to be going back and forth here, looking at some of the comments that you guys have on here. Oh, welcome, welcome. I'm having a few people saying that there is not. Okay, here we go. All right. If you guys put in like your thumbs up, make sure that you guys can hear me and you're connecting. And have any of your questions put in the comments here. If for whatever reason you're joining us and you're not actually in the challenge yet, if you've not registered, put in the comments CALM, and then you will get a messenger that has access to the private Facebook group, which you'll have the homework that we have that we're doing, and you'll be able to comment in there. So before I go too much further in here, I want to be able to let you guys know that I have a surprise. So it's like, I'm going to be having a giveaway for the people coming in here live. And I want you guys to be the first to know about it. And I'm going to be announcing it here at the end about some extra prizes that we're going to have for you guys being part of this, because I want this to be such a great positive experience where you may be feeling a little bit more overwhelmed right now. And I want to be able to share with you guys ways that you can shift and change that. Now, the first thing that you can do, and I'm going to put in here, is awareness. Awareness is the first step. And as part of that, I want, if you guys have not looked at your homework yet, it's about looking around your space in your home. And as entrepreneurs, what tends to happen is that we just rush in and rush out of our home and we don't look at what's accumulating. Well, we're going to shift that during the challenge, where as part of the homework is you are actually going room to room to see what are the things that you love and what are the things that you are tolerating. So I would love for you guys to put in here in some of the comments what it is that is for you. And for those of you who are watching on the replay, you can put your questions and comments in the private Facebook group. So put CALM if you're not actually in there. And I'm going to be checking that throughout the day, throughout the week. I got you. I'm your 911. Ask all these questions, anything that is not supporting you in your space. So I'm so thrilled for you guys to be here, and I'm just excited, and I can't wait to see the comments and things that you have in here. So let me take a little peek here and see what, let's see. Oh, Sam, good to see you in here. I knew you were traveling, so great to have you here. Okay, perfect. Great. Karen, good to have you here. All right. Everyone's confirmed the sound. So we got you guys in here. All right. Perfect. Anisha, great to have you here. Christine in Boston. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Nellie asking about don't know how to get the homework. If you're not registered, you may not be fully registered. Make sure you put in here CALM, and then you will be able to jump in. That you'll get registered and get the information, the email, you'll get an email with the homework. So you'll be able to do that. So if you not get an email about your homework, make sure you comment with CALM so that you get the actual homework. So Marnie, I'm excited too. Good to have you in here. April from Charlotte, wonderful to have you here. Oh, this is so fun. I love having you guys all in here. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Patty, let me know if you were able to get in. You're saying that you weren't able to get in. Let me know if that's about the homework or if you aren't getting this up in here. If you're not getting what you need, then comment with CALM, and that'll be automatically sent to you. So I want to make sure that you guys have that in there. So I'd love for you guys to put in here so we're kind of reviewing the homework at this point. So if you haven't looked at it yet, don't worry. And if you haven't registered yet, we can do that today. You guys are going to have access to everything through Sunday. So you have some time and you'll be able to look at it even if it's just after the call here. So if you've not had a chance to look at it yet, one of the first things we were doing and having awareness around your space is to walk room to room and notice, what do you love? Like, what do you love about your space? And that's one of the reasons why let me actually just click out of, so you don't have the awareness here, is I'm standing in front of this Thomas Kincaid painting because for me, when I walk past it, I love it. Like, it really inspires me. And what it reminds me of is when I used to work patrol and I used to get off at midnight and I'd be all wound up from all the calls and things I did, that I used to do Thomas Kincaid puzzles as a way to transition from my crazy work life into coming home and being able to move and transition into to be able to rest and get some sleep. So I would do those puzzles. It would just bring a smile to my face. And so seeing this painting and is so great. And one of the things I love as well is it's the cobblestone bridge. So for you, those of you who can see the bridge here, that's one of the things I'm looking at to help you guys is to bridge how things may be feeling now in overwhelm and crazy, and bridge that into reducing your overwhelm, loving your life now. And that starts with this first exercise of really noticing your first awareness may be all the things that aren't working for you. And I want you to start training your brain to look at what do you love? Like what is working in your space and what are those things that you do love? And then the second part of the exercise, and here's the thing, you guys, and as part of the not being into overwhelm is we want it to be like, this is like a 5-minute thing. This is just having this quick awareness. We're just jumping in to start the process because starting's the hardest part. And that's what part of this community is going to be supporting with. So the other part of the homework is looking at what are you tolerating? So for those of you who've already done it, I'd love for you just to put in some of the comments. What is it that you've noticed that you love? Like one thing that you absolutely love in your house. I'd love for you guys to put that here in the comments. And even if you're seeing this on the replay, put those in the comments too. Like one thing that you love in your space. And then we're also going to spend 5 more minutes walking around and seeing what are you tolerating? So I did this too. I told you guys I am doing this with you. I mean, we can always, reset our life in the moment. Life can get off track. I know there's a lot of you that, have shared with me that you used to be organized and just life happened. This is such a great time, kind of a spring cleaning, reset your life and doing that. So I did the same thing and walked around my home and looked at, what were some of the things that I was tolerating. Well, I had been out of town this week and came back in. Actually, last night, I looked and I saw that I had left some flowers and they were dead in their vases downstairs in my kitchen. And it was a toleration because I was just being lazy and didn't take them out. And so this morning I said, okay, I want to start off the challenge. I don't want to have tolerations in my space. So I made a point of getting those out of the house. You don't have anything dead and dying in your house. And so I got rid of those. And that was a toleration that, it was just something that I kept walking past and I wasn't doing anything about. So a toleration is about something that you don't love that you're actually putting up with. So I had another client of mine who had, one of the things that she was tolerating is that each morning she was going in her closet because the light bulb burnt out, that she forgot about it. And she would use her phone light to look to see what clothes she was going to wear instead of changing the light bulb. Now that's a toleration. And you may have some of these little things that may not seem any big deal in the moment, but when they add up over time, they cause drag and they are not supporting you. So I want you to notice those tolerations. And if they're quick fixes, just take the time and make it happen and just decide that you're just not going to tolerate things anymore. So if you're here live, put in that one thing that you are tolerating and or what you plan on shifting and changing around that. So if you guys haven't been in the challenge yet, make sure you put in the com. And I'm going to come back around and look at some of the comments that are in here. And it's so fun to have you guys with me. So here is the surprise I was going to share you with is that we're going to have some additional giveaways for anyone that participates by commenting on all 5 of the homework assignments. And like you said, it's like today where it's what do you love and what do you tolerate, and just putting in the comments in the private Facebook group. I know some of you are putting it here in the live, which is great, but as part of the homework to actually post it in the private Facebook group of what do you love in your space and what are you tolerating, and to put that in the comment. And that's it. That's all you have to do for today's entering into the giveaway. And if you do this each day for the 5 days, because it's about being committed to each day to do those things to reduce the overwhelm and to really start stepping into your space in your life. And I know some of you have different areas, whether, it's your closet or your office, and we're going to start moving into that each and every day. But today it's about looking at that one thing that you love and that one thing that you tolerate. If you have more time, if you've scheduled some things out, then just keep going with it. But for those of you who are putting in and doing the homework and just play full out, do this with me, put it in the comments. I'm going to put them in the comments for me as well as what I'm doing. But for the giveaways, I know some of you have seen that I was doing the action box for a giveaway. I am actually going to do another one for you guys. This here has my 8-file system that I'm sharing about. There's going to be an additional one that you guys will be entered into for just doing your homework and just playing full out that you've already committed to, but just that extra incentive. I'm also going to have, as part of the giveaway, some of my signature Spa Life pens. I love having my purple pens, and I'm going to have some of these available as well. And then also my paper clutter solution hard copy book. I know some of you have had this as part of a download, but I know sometimes just having the hard copy makes it easier as you're creating your systems to just highlight them and have them available. So those are just some of the giveaways that we're going to have that I'm going to be drawing on Saturday after our challenge as that reward. And you'll be entered into that for all the people who actually comment and put in each of their homework each day will be in part of that drawing. So I would love for you to do that. And for those of you, and actually I want this for all of you guys, but I'm just going to put this as a little extra credit because I think this is just will really embrace the community more that we're going to be having in the private Facebook group, is to not only put in your own comments, but to make a point of making positive comments on someone else in the group and try and mix it up and do different people in the group. Because just think about, when you put in the things that you've done, you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're just playing full out and you're doing this. And to have other people have, positive comments saying, way to go. Maybe they're putting a couple of, emojis and they're giving you some support. There's something about the energy that builds around giving each other some support and kudos and being in this together. So let's just build the energy of this group and put, I'm part of the challenge is to just put 3 comments onto somebody else, just to encourage someone else, because I know that for you, this just may be out of your comfort zone and may be challenging, and maybe you've tried this before to get organized and it just hasn't taken off yet. And I want you guys to be fully supported. So ask me all the questions. I'm going to be jumping into the private Facebook group here in just a moment. Just wanted to come in here and see what questions you guys have, to connect and see what's happening. I'm kind of looking here at some of the questions. I think some of you maybe have not looked at your homework yet, so we maybe don't have too many questions right now. But if you do have some that come up, definitely post them in the private Facebook group. If you guys aren't in that group yet, you can comment below with CALM, and you'll get all the information and you'll get to be part of the fun. So I'm so excited for day 1 to have you guys as part of this. Thank you for joining me. And if you're watching this on the replay, join us in here and come into the private Facebook group, make your comments, be part of the additional giveaways by putting in your homework, and give some love to some of your other sisters, and there's a few good men in here as well to support everybody as part of the challenge. So you guys, love you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. This is so amazing. I'm so excited to be here with you, and as always, live your spa life. Bye for now.